What's up, guys? Welcome back to Daniel Talks Football right here on YouTube. I am Daniel and we are back with another video. Seems to be daily uploads at the moment because there was two videos on Monday, a video on Tuesday, a video on Wednesday, and now a video on Thursday. Seems to be daily uploads. We'll keep on going with it. In this video, we are going to be talking about the added time in the World Cup and why the hell is there so much of it. Before we do get into the video though, please do make sure you like the video, comment down below, and go subscribe to the channel. Turn the notification bell on as well. I've heard that over 673% of you are not subscribed to watch the videos, so please do hit that big red button. Also, go over and follow the Instagram and the TikTok Daniel Talks Football on both. I know this week there hasn't been loads of content on them, but that's because I've been smashing out these YouTube videos for you as much as possible, but I will try and post on that a little bit more often. Added time. Now, I've got to give some context for this before we actually get into why there is so much added time in this World Cup. First of all, the first thing to state is that I can't remember who ran a study, but someone ran a study, and in the Premier League, the average in-play time for the ball is 55 minutes and 3 seconds. We do not play football for 90 minutes, and don't let that be the belief. Don't believe that coming into this video. We do not play football for 90 minutes. 55 minutes, pretty much. That is how long the ball is actually in play for. You've got to factor in things like substitutions, injuries, goals and celebrations, fouls, all these little kind of things that all just add up over time. So there's about 35 minutes of football that we miss out on. Now, to combat this, Mark Clattenburg came out a couple of months ago now, I think it was, and said that we should only have 60-minute games. Now, this was something that was proposed, mentioned to FIFA, and in the end, they kind of went, no. They're looking into it, I still think, but I can't see it happening personally. But 60-minute games was something that was proposed. You'd stop the clock whenever the ball would go out of play or whenever a player would be injured or whatever. So you would get 60 minutes of football and you would know you're getting 60 minutes of football. There would be things like time wasting that just wouldn't matter in football anymore. They wouldn't count because, if you're wasting time, waste as much time as you want. You're just really wasting your own time because the clock has stopped. This was something that Clattenburg proposed to try and stop this issue of, only having, 55 minutes when we say we're playing for 90. Because obviously, you do have that time wasting aspect in there, and injury time will never fully make up for that, as we're going to get on to. The added time in this World Cup has actually been more realistic. I've got some stats down here. 24 minutes have been added in the England versus Iran game and 40 minutes for the Wales-USA game. Now, I understand with the England-Iran game, there was obviously that goalkeeper injury that meant that there was 40 minutes of injury time added on at the end of the first half. But even in normal games, you're looking at 4 or 5 at the end of the first half and maybe, 7 or 8 at the end of the second half. And that is a lot more than us as football fans, a lot more than we are used to. You look at things, and while that's still not the 90 minutes, it's a lot more now. As I say, there's 35 minutes here where players are down, and you're never going to be able to make up for that unless you do revert to Clattenburg's techniques. However, these new style of injury time, it's certainly something that FIFA are looking at. Former referee, the absolutely iconic Kalina, did warn, I think it was last week or the week before, saying that fans should expect these sorts of situations in Qatar, not because of anything to do with the actual nation. Surprisingly, I've mentioned Qatar without actually bashing them, just simply because FIFA want to try out new things, and this is actually injury time. It's not particularly trying out something new. This is the time that us as fans, the players, they are owed. Injury time is never something that referees can particularly get right, because if you're on the winning team, the injury time needs to be less, and if you're on the losing team, the injury time needs to be more. And I think everybody acknowledges that in football, that injury time is something that you just decide on. It's a bit like clear and obvious, to be honest. Each person will determine it differently. These new numbers of injury time are starting to show now that possibly changes do need to be made within the game. I've always been an advocate for saying, no, we need to stick it to 90 minutes. I know it was random that football came to be a 90-minute game, but that's how it's always been, and hence I want it to stay like that. I've always said that. However, now looking at these numbers, I'm starting to think, well, maybe it is time we do make a change. Maybe it is time we go to a 60-minute half. With then, half time at 30 minutes. It would be strange. And part of football that I like is I like the time wasting. You don't like it when you're losing, but as a mutual kind of person, or as somebody on the winning team, you absolutely love it. It creates so much more entertainment at times because you can have opposing players get angry. Players will come up with some excellent ways to figure out how to time waste, and if you do sort of get rid of injury time, players won't be able to do this anymore. 60-minute halves would be something interesting. I think, have I seen Arsene Wenger been someone who's actually promoted this, obviously now with this big role at FIFA? There are quite a few people within the footballing world who are now looking at... So I know PK came out on the stream recently saying, we need to look into new ways to get the younger kids interested because this way that we're currently playing football, it's not attracting kids. I disagree with that. I disagree with that fully. I think football's still got a massive draw and I think so many people are still interested in it. And yeah, I disagree with Gerald PK on that one. But changes could be made to football and I can see changes being made. Is this a change that's going to happen? It won't happen anytime soon, but yes, I could see it happening. The issue is, if this happens, what else is going to happen? And what new things are going to be happening? I mean, it would take out the aspect of VAR, Would it though? Because, if you're an opposing fan, you still want to be able to celebrate something without having to wait all that time. But it would take out the aspect of, clock running down while a decision is taking place. They could actually look at these things a little bit more, even if fans would get angry about it because, we want a decision. I'd be interested to see it. They're not going to trial it in the Prem, obviously. They're not going to trial it in the World Cup, a 60-minute half. But it is something that could work. And is it something you want to see? You've got to let me know in the comments down below about that one because I'm so torn. Would a 60-minute half work in football? It could do. It really, really could do. And as I've said, I like the 90-minute halves. I like the things it comes with, and it would take a lot of time to change it. You'd have to try it in the non-leagues first. But I'm not against the idea. The issue is, if you change this, what else is going to be changed in football? And are we going to be playing with 15 men on the field soon? You never know. Because this is something that's big about football. You've got 90 minutes. And I wonder if it's going to be changed. I'm so on the fence with this one. I can't decide myself. So I need you to get in the comments down below and let me know what you think. And yeah, I'll catch you all again in the next one. See ya!